Brunch Inc. Back with another banger, right? We have a good one for you guys today, yo. Stay tuned. To my left, we have the beautiful Denny.
Yeah, don't introduce her like no regular Big Denny.
That's the little one.
Never the little one.
Sweet voice.
Yeah, man.
Everything. What's the Instagram? What's the tag? The social media?
Oh my gosh, are we doing this?
I mean, why not?
We're talking about boys brunch.
Them know her already, man. 600,000.
Okay.
600,000 followers. They know her.
Alright.
And of course, at Nick, you know, clock it.
Alright. And then to the left of her, Pangman.
Pangman, you don't know. Troublemaker. AKA whatever no one call me. You see me?
Yeah.
Big up on yourself.
And then to the left of Pang, we have Mr.
Just the classic man, Chad.
Oh, no, that's right. Okay.
He's classic.
Mr. Suave, Mr. Smooth.
Man.
Look at the outfit, yo. Mr. Classic. But yeah, man, so today's topic, yo, we're going to talk about, I'm going to ask you a question first. Can a man be a yamed?
Define.
What is a yamed?
I think you have to go find a word for the man them still. The yamed belong to the woman them.
Yeah.
So you have to go find the male equivalent. You have to go find a word.
So we're going to define the word then. So
Define
what is a
yamed.
yamed?
I don't know, find it
Tell
now.
us. It's
Alright,
your
so
topic.
yamed-
What is a yamed?
Is a person that goes over and beyond for a person that probably don't deserve it, right? So like, you giving it your all to somebody where not really giving you half of what you give out, right? Maybe them see you as a link, but you want more out of it. So I'm saying that's an example. So with that said, anybody have any examples of like real life situations where you were a yam? And for a man, I guess you can call him a simp.
Yes.
You were a simp at some point.
Yes.
All right,
I
let's
have
hear it,
been.
Chad. Let's hear it.
No, I was answering yes, but then we're going to keep going and then I'll get back to
Anybody else? Pang?
it. Yeah.
Well,
Have you ever simped
No,
out?
but I tell the lie, man.
Yeah, man, keep it real on this one.
love going like
no,
never your mouth yet.
so
If you have it out.
hold on now.
Yama, man. You must have a one time where you was a yamed. So I'm sure.
I don't think I was.
The next time I should know something.
Maybe. No, may I look on your dead in your eye. May I look on your dead in your eye.
Never yet in your
No,
life,
sir.
yamed?
Me not
Never
think so.
yammed.
He never yammed.
You never simped.
Eh?
You've never been a simp.
I've never been a simp.
No.
Alright. So
But
Pang
I mean,
don't know.
Because here I know, you see a simp now, you have to be like so basically think about it this way. You and your partner in a relationship and whatever she say, you do. Or whatever like that. Me can't, that are not me, bro.
Right.
Cause me have to have my say. So there's compromises.
feel like
And
there's
there's
a
communication
difference.
and so
Yeah.
I've never been that person.
What is
I'm
it?
always gonna say what I feel I need to say.
Right.
Right? And get it up. Me not go just.
But you know what, Pang, I think that's more of a personality thing versus
What?
like being a simp. Like, for example,
What is a simp?
Maybe-
That's what I'm going to say.
Define it.
go ahead. Oh, so maybe it's a girl where, you know, you keep it real or whatever, you know, but maybe it's a girl like you. It's like you run her down. She's not really giving you what you want. So it's like you're pouring into it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I spend more money.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't mean that. That is not me. That is not me.
shoot. Does that mean he's a mean man?
I'm not a mean man,
We know you.
but I am
Right,
not.
we know you.
I am not chasing any blood clot girl down. Sorry, excuse my language, but me and you have to. All right, me I have to be able to communicate. Me and you have to be able to. Well, if I date you, obviously me I go spend and do whatever.
Right.
But I've never been that guy that's just gonna hold this, and you take me for.
So have you ever had a girl that like she never reciprocate what you were trying to deal with her? What do you do to stop it? You just cut her off? What, like, have you ever an example of that where a girl was just like, yo, she's not.
It'll come to a point where, like, if I'm dating her and there's certain things that's like a red flag, and it's not, you know, mapping out how I thought it would be, I'm gonna just, you know,
Oh, you normally
probably
handle it though.
drift away.
You just drift.
Yeah, drift some way. Find a way for drift away. Like I'm not gonna just dog if certain things start come up. No, you have to believe me, dog. You have to believe me. I trust me. You have to believe me. Because I'm not that guy, bro. I'm not that guy.
Every man, yeah, my girl.
So Chad, anyways, I want to hear what the nigga says still, you know.
Why? No, you guys are doing so well.
Nah, man, the man's already though.
Chad was actually about to say something. Chad said every man.
Yeah,
Oh my
Chad,
God,
Chad,
can you
Chad,
elaborate
question.
on that?
Away, my thought.
Yeah, so just define, just to make sure I clarify, right? A yam head is a woman that is, you know, like all over some man that don't want her, right? And you're saying vice versa, a man do the same. Can a man do that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, of course a man can do that. Because let's just be like, again, men usually do the chasing. You get me? And sometimes, a woman is not, it's usually on the man to do the, the initial interaction for the most part, right? Yeah. And a woman may not be interested.
Initially.
And you, as a man, you have to think about, I have actually, I will admit, I have been a simp.
A good accountable man.
Yeah.
Mighty God.
There was a female years ago, and I will admit what happened was she was fresh out of a relationship. Mm-hmm. So I thought she was vulnerable. You understand? So like
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You thought she was vulnerable, so is that why you attacked her?
Guys,
it's like a pretty
sir.
I'm just saying, chat. Come on,
sir. Guys. 2025, I did not attack her. Okay. You know what I mean?
Good clarification.
No, man. So it was our female that I worked with, and she used to come over. She was my work friend, So she used to come over and tell me the stories, blah blah blah. Right. You get me? And I'd be like, oh, let's go discuss it after work at happy hour, and like, we used to go to thing, and I played the long game, you see me, because I figured like, so after work, I was always be like, let's go grab a drink, whatever.
And then, for these outings?
I paid for some of them. I did. Because there's times that, she might be like, maybe, and I'd be like, man, I got it. I'd be like, I got the round of drinks, the first round of drinks, whatever.
But were you paying for all of that? Let's be honest.
No, not all. Not all. But I could tell she was not interested, but I was trying very hard to get her interested. Mm-hmm. You understand? So I definitely went above and beyond. And it took about 9 months before I finally
Credit section.
It's like when Kevin Hart was like, damn.
Cross first base, second base, third base.
Yeah, it took about 9 months before I finally got through to her. And we actually,
you got through?
We dated for about 2 months, and she actually said, "Thank you for helping me to get over my ex."
Oh,
yeah, man.
Yeah, dog. Thank you for getting.
That is cold-blooded, yo.
What a girl like this.
And then you know what she proceeded.
Girls up one.
And then she proceeded after that. To actually be like, like. I actually became the female in the situation. She would link me like Saturday night after she was drinking, like, I come into your place. Or whatever, you understand? Mm-hmm. And had her way with me and all these things,
So
and I would be the one. I was the one asking for cuddling after whatever I did. I would admit it. I will admit it. And
it's come like TV show to
we're talking honestly.
Yeah, I like that.
We're talking about, and the truth is, it's seasons. You understand? Let's just be real. You meet somebody, we're Jamaicans. Let's talk about Jamaicans. Like, honestly, we're amazing fucking people. We have a crazy vibe. Mm-hmm. You understand? Me know my brethren them like, enough of my brethren them, they're cool fucking people, so I can see why girls would be yam heads after them. Mm-hmm. You understand?
But I feel like,
and vice versa.
Something said earlier was like, a man's supposed to pursue a woman. I feel like you have to define, you pursuing versus being a yam. Isn't there like a line where it's like, all right, well, no, it's yamish, or no, it's simpish versus like just pursuing the girl?
Okay, so before I talk about the fact that we're talking about yamed in a negative way, I must understand. Men are supposed to pursue women. That is just a given thing. It's in the Bible, so if you're a Christian, and that God say, man, for run down. Okay, maybe not run down. I know Pang will be very disturbed by the fact that I said run down. But it is a man's, the onus is upon him, just like you heard Chad say when he said you wanted to get her interested in you. Now, you just went above and beyond. But it's normal for a man to want to get a woman attracted to him or to get her attention. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, no. And even in the concept of the sperm chasing the egg. Hello. Who have the egg? Who have the sperm?
Fair.
Come on. Let's not even go there. But I want to talk about the fact that you guys are talking about negative experiences with yamheads. No, there are also positive experiences. Like, for instance, when a girl yam out for a good man. That's a positive experience when a man yam out for a good girl. On the flip side, where Chad was yamming for a girl that just never
I think we have a slight issue with it because I don't know that a woman can. I think a yamhead as a woman. She gets the term yamhead because the man is not interested.
Yeah, it's not a good man.
You can't be a yamhead for your good man. In my opinion,
I don't mean to explain to you guys. There are different connotations to the word yamed, to the concept of a yamed. So it started out as a yamed being an idiot girl who just don't have no.
That is a yamed.
Wow. Can I finish? She doesn't have any boundaries. She doesn't really have a sense of self. Anything her man says she do, right?
Right.
But now it has grown to the concept where if you yam out for your man, so the statement yam out is a thing, like, which is a good thing. You have your good woman, you yam out for her. Your friend them call you, yo dog, you know where I touch right now, you know my inside though. Usually that's a bad thing, but now it's like, okay, for a man to that for him good woman, that's fine. Not like in Chad's case. Follow me.
Listen, those years ago.
Years ago.
Years ago.
Good
2023.
too.
The yam grew into a beautiful tree.
And then I feel like too, like we have to understand the lines that can be crossed and that shouldn't be crossed. And I feel like where that comes from is boundaries. I feel like you get the name Yamed, Simp, because you don't have no boundaries. And we were talking earlier, you even mentioned it, the golden retriever, black cat identities that people have. For example, for those who don't understand golden retriever, black cat, for example, it has been said, just on TikTok that I've scrolled and seen, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez was the golden retriever and Justin was the black cat. However, in the aspect of Justin and Haley is the black cat and Justin is the alleged golden retriever. So it's like, it's this dynamic where the golden retriever is the less dominant person in the relationship and the black cat is the more dominant. And I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that. To be honest, I don't see nothing wrong with those two things coming together. But like you said,
so you want to talk too nice about this, yeah?
Thank you.
All right. Find the mic for me, you know. See, Yamed now. May I give an example of a yamed? A yamed is a girl with...
Yes.
Defend my people.
Listen now. May I talk about yamed? May I give a perfect example of a yamed? See? So
You're a yamed?
I link up with this girl, and this girl, I don't really have that much respect for her. But because she's so stupid, she'll do anything I say.
Yeah.
That's a yamed.
So
that yamed now, maybe she have a good crutches, you know. See? And me and this blood now, me like, fuck that yamed. But that yamed, me can tell her, say, yo, tomorrow, make sure you fuck right now and don't say nothing.
Yeah, man.
And she go fuck right now and come back, yes, I fuck right now. That is a yamed.
Yeah.
So yamed is a girl, is an idiot, and don't have no morals, right? And you can tell her to do whatever, whenever, and she do it because she is that much under your, you know.
So this has happened before.
That's a yamed.
No.
Well, I want to let me.
Point.
No.
Two other points.
No, that's a yamed.
No.
Because the yamed only do it for you.
You're right.
The yamed only do it for you. Ratbat is a girl who just she got to remix to Rhino everybody and just don't care. That's a ratbat.
Yeah.
She do it for her.
Yes.
Right. She do it for herself.
You remember like in a Super Mario when they keep on jumping at the tunnel left? That is a ratbat.
Yamed do it because she
loves you.
She under your spell, whatever spell that is.
If I
have a question. I have a question that really fuck up everything at this point, right? Are majority of women yameds?
Hey, don't brighten up.
It's a season.
Yeah, you know.
It's a season.
Because
it's a season.
When you think about it,
one day I know.
I think that
when you think about it, not enough women know. And you know what is a season thing like it's a trad, right? Well, no, it's a seasonal thing like Chad said, right? It's a seasonal thing. So like,
it's a season.
I think being a yam is actually very good for your development and growth as a person. Not.
What you say?
It's true. Sometimes
the yam grew into food and end up in soup.
Let me reiterate. Hold on. Let me just reiterate what Ryan just said. Eating yam is good for you. fortified. The food, yam, that not be like, bro.
Okay, bring it. Okay,
what I'm saying, all right, so sometimes it's just natural for somebody to be a yam, right? If that's your personality, whatever, it's natural. But maybe you got through an experience, right? So Chad, all right, for example, Chad, what did you learn from your experience?
It's a little tricky because again, I can't answer from the original question is, can a man be a yam head? Right? Mm-hmm. The answer is
yes.
Yeah, it was a season. You get what I'm saying? So I said that to say that I don't think that I am a yam head in general. Mm-hmm. I was just a yam head
at that point
in time. You understand what I'm saying? And I did it because I was pursuing someone. You understand? I wanted them. So I actually was trying to interject earlier to say that, like, the truth is, you talk about the black cat versus the golden retriever. Mm-hmm. The truth is, a lot of us chase who is unavailable.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that creates the dynamic of the dominant versus the submissive. No, but you understand what I'm saying?
In my view, bro, like, I feel like I've seen a lot of women that pursue men, mm-hmm. maybe my brother, maybe me, right? And them put it in effort for years and years, and then they must stick around and them wait. What they're essentially doing is waiting for this person to change and be what they want them to be.
No, that's different.
I don't think so.
I think in the definition of a yam head, you're doing these things because you want a person to actually want you. You want a recognition.
Yeah, you want them to get to the point where they're giving you what
change is something different because you have the person, but you want them to do something different.
No, that's like, to me, I think that's the same thing I just said, right? Like, you want a person to reciprocate what you give out, right? And sometimes.
Okay, I see what you're
sometimes saying. It doesn't work out for the person. Them try, fail. So now them deal with a set of emotions, now them hurt, them sad, them depressed about this person that they wanted, that they were pursuing, and them never get through.
So you answer the question, a man can be a yam head?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, easily.
Oh. Okay, so we answer the question.
The word is simp.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't trying to cut you. But no. Yes, the word is simp, but Chad is right. A man can be a yam head. Mm-hmm. He can be. Mm. You actually made a really good point before we started when you were saying the perfect is, besides what Punk said. He said the perfect example of a yam head is a girl who in love with somebody else's man.
Oh yeah, I did say it. Right, that was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
But is that a yam?
Yeah. Yes, that's actually because and that's what I said. My understanding of what a yam head is. Is a woman.
Remember say enough yam about, you know. Yam soft, yam.
Yeah, but
different versions of yam, you know.
So let me read. Like I said, let me focus the conversation. Like I said, my definition of a yam head is a woman that is doing everything, pursuing a man that is not actually interested, but on the man's side, he knows that I can do whatever, because you said it earlier, I can tell this bee if I go sleep with right. And this person, whatever. So that is the yam head relationship. You understand? The woman knows that, like, she's trying to get this man to get attention, because that's overall what I'm trying to say. Like, you're doing all these things because you want this person to be like, they choose you. You want that person to choose you.
Yes, I'm going to pivot real quick, right? So I'm going to say, like, how this actually came up. I have a friend that I've been having conversations with about her yamness, because she's going through a yam season.
Yam phase.
It's a yam season, right? Yeah.
And I happened to come across a video on my timeline, which is a girl was discussing, yam heads, and I kind of feel like maybe, we put a negative connotation on yam head in a sense where she's like, there's yam out there. I'm glad I'm no longer a yam. She said that. She's like, I'm glad I'm not one of you guys.
She's no longer.
But she made it sound like she had her yam phase, right?
Right. So what
yam season. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a development thing for a person, because you had her yam season.
Right.
She acknowledged that. She learned what she had to do to get out of that phase and that season.
Right.
And now she sees it as, okay, I have gotten past something that was a negative in my life. So do you guys see it negative, or do you see it as something that can help build you as a person?
Both. It's just like your whole phase. If you tell somebody that don't go through them whole phase, you'll get bored.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
It's the same thing.
I agree.
So from the outside perspective, I'm trying to talk louder as possible. I think the yam phase, the simp phase,
yam season
is necessary.
I agree.
for you to get yourself some self-respect.
I know. I'm to that point.
It's a
So to that point. Yeah, man. And so to that point, I don't like, I don't want like Pang, like again, Pang, I appreciate the abrasiveness, but like, let's just be real.
Yeah.
Whatever the spectrum is, we have all yammed out for somebody in some way, shape, or form. You understand what I'm saying? And it's okay.
Yeah, man.
And that's the whole point of this. We're actually having a conversation.
So you're going to speak for me or you're going to speak for yourself?
No, I don't think he's speaking for you. I don't think he's speaking for you, my brother. I don't think he's speaking for you.
I appreciate the abrasiveness and I flinched with it, I didn't know, isn't it? But,
I will say this. That's why I made it a point of my duty to say that we're making it sound like a negative thing when there are positive aspects of it. And I agree with Stu. You need to go through a yam phase. The problem with that is, when you go through the yam phase, do you learn from it or you do it again? Because that's the thing about lessons, when you get the lesson them, are you learning or are you just going to repeat it over and over again? Because you have some people that just decide to say, yo, me is a yam for the rest of my life.
I feel like we talked about lessons learned in our unreleased podcast, did we? You know what I mean?
Then
self-assessments, right?
Back to you. Have you ever had a yam moment?
Never. I'm bad man.
See, no? I'm glad you changed the topic past you, Because I want to pressure me about yam. I say me never yam face.
So have you had a simp phase? Have you been a simp? Yeah. Hear me say, even Vibes Cartel and Bounty Killer sing.
Oh my God.
Girl song.
Listen.
What about you? Bounty Killer. What about Bounty Killer from the Istanbul rhythm? Why go again?
What?
Even Bounty Killer.
What?
Say you're leaving and even Bounty Killer. Come on. You know what I mean? Have you had a simp phase?
In the definition that Pan gave, I've never had that phase because no boy can tell me what to do and me just do it. So it not really works so because I was raised differently. I was raised on principles, morals, and values. Okay? And I have boundaries. So no man that I deal with can tell me, say, oh, yo, go there with my friend. You crazy? You out of your mind? Never gonna happen. However, as a lover girl, of course I've had yam phases. See, notice I said sis. I know.
Right.
I'm not afraid, okay?
It go back to spectrum. That's why I said, like,
Exactly.
what Pang said was an extreme version. You get what I'm saying?
But I feel like, all right, so you're gone into low phase. Everybody have them low phase, bro.
Love.
Yeah, love. So, but it's not really a yam. So you have a love phase where you have compromises, you have things that you do to please your person or whatever. But yam is when you're a total idiot. That is when you're being like a slave for that person.
That's
giving into all these person's demands. That is yam.
I can agree. I agree.
That have never been me.
But if that's the definition of yam, then I gotta say no.
Right.
I don't think it's a total idiot.
I don't think so too. And that's why I
but somebody can look at you where Jamaican and be like, yo, you're an idiot.
That's what people look at.
What are you doing? You're an idiot. You know what I mean?
That's why I tell you, there are different connotations to it. No, there are different like levels to it. No, so whereas they used to be just yammed, yo, you stupid. Like no, you hear a man say, yo, me yam out for my woman and I call my woman is a good woman. Or you'll hear a girl say, yo, me yam out for that boy there. Cause I'm saying now it's like okay.
It's like the evolution of the word.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
Focus on the general term of what yam is.
Initially, right? Yeah.
Body.
I mean,
You're working in the kitchen.
me. Yeah. So I would say
So
in a sense.
So right now, pull up your phone again. What is the definition of a yam?
Definition for what a caller said.
Okay.
Somebody called in?
Somebody sent me a definition that said a yamhead is a girl that puts up with a man's bullshit and still is delusional that the man loves her and wants to be with her.
I said that.
Delusional.
I said, yo, she wants to hoping that the man, like, you know.
Definition of a yamhead that someone sent in.
And that's why I asked the question earlier when I say,
Okay, so the only person I've ever been a yammed for is Michael B. Jordan.
Oh.
I didn't even know you. I didn't even know her.
What do you know?
was that for financial gain? I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
No.
I don't want to get into the casting business.
No, yeah, cause you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Get into the what?
Cassie did the thing, yo.
That's not. No, Cassie was not a yammed. Reese.
Kimani, what's it?
What do you mean if Cassie and I am it?
Yo.
Guys, okay, we're not gonna talk about this. I feel like we should talk about this.
You know what?
Because I feel like if you're not victim of abuse.
You know what?
I'm going to speak about this from a behavior analytics standpoint. You cannot speak about this if you've never been through it. Have you been listening to this case throughout and through it?
Now y'all got my dog emotional.
I'm coming from, and it's irking me, everybody that I've been seeing on the internet coming after this girl.
We're not going
let's not talk about this.
Hello. But she's a part-time, yeah, man. Come now. Right now, come now.
So Kimani, what's the question?
I think what happened is, okay, externally, we can label her as such.
No, wait, hold on.
No, but I'm going
Moving on. Kimani, what's the question?
No.
What's the
Can I
question?
finish? Let me finish.
Nah.
Let me finish.
We're not finishing that one.
Please.
Sorry, bro.
Allow me to finish.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Please.
Have you been in a Yemen situation? So I don't think
Yes.
it's right to speak about
no.
But I'm not like a extreme yam.
No matter with all of that, man.
I'm dead serious.
No matter with all of
the
that.
man said, hey, soft white not a yellow yam.
No, man, hold on. I want to make it clear for all our viewers here tonight on Boys Brunch Inc. Guest host, Unique. All of us have been very honest across the table. There is no such thing as a little bit of yam.
I think so.
Okay? Hello?
Is
You
it
ever dig up yam? There is no such thing as a little bit
Is
of
either yam or you're not.
Alright, so
Are you know yam?
Spectrum to it.
there has to be.
Everybody agreed.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Sorry, there's a spectrum there.
No. The spectrum is colorful. So you see, there's white yam, there's yellow yam, there's soft yam, there's hard
Not the
yam.
intensity.
So,
Sweet potato in there too, but
alright, let me explain why I said it. Let me explain.
Category you are yamming.
Let me explain why I say it though, and then like
Okay.
I want to see if you guys agree when I
Tell
do
us
it.
your
So what is the question we're answering right
No,
now?
Ryder's telling us his story.
Okay,
now.
I'm
So
sorry.
they asked me if I've ever had a yam moment, and I'm
It's a
explaining
safe
that like
space.
I had a minute yam moment. It wasn't an extreme case of yam.
It was fine if you had a lot of yam.
Hold on, elaborate.
And the reason why I say that now is because, and it's going to lead into another question that I'm going to have for you guys. So
Let him cook.
you meet a girl, and in my case, it was a very unique situation. And you know what's crazy? As life goes on, you think say you know everything, and then you just get hit with another situation.
Lessons learned.
This girl
Lessons learned.
had a dynamic to her that made things complicated from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna expound too deep on that. You know what I'm saying? But basically, the girl was trying to figure out herself. You see me?
Okay.
They can't figure it out from there.
Right.
So long story short, she had tried to figure it out. So she telling me certain things, and she's not really sure. You know what I'm saying? But me, I like the vibe, so I'm gonna continue partying with her. During and the yam part of it is I am paying for our outings. I'm covering things.
Everything.
I'm taking her out. I'm fully. I'm fully courting this woman.
her.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So as time went, she realized something about herself, and I realized I was wasting my time. But at that point, so much time and effort was already put in. So there was a form of attachment.
Attachment, feelings, emotions.
For me.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
she,
love out.
I would say love out.
Yeah,
I would say
Let the man finish.
slightly yam.
Let the man finish.
And you know when I'm talking to
He's
my,
being
I'm
vulnerable.
a kind of person. Well, I'll have like a friend or two that I talk to about certain things, and they're like, bro, you need to stop this shit. Cut this shit out.
That's all like Kimani.
Nah, keep my.
That's all
Does a
like.
yamming know
Cut
that
this
you're
shit out.
yamming?
Yeah, so like for me, I was aware. I was aware of like what I was doing, and I was like, yo, this have to stop at some point, you know. And it got to a point where I decided to start it, if that makes sense. So to me, that is like a small case of yamming.
I love the accountability from
But
the end of the table tonight.
Okay, so what?
And the reason why I said there's a question coming from that is
Yeah.
sometimes what people tell you and them basically selling you a dream can lead to somebody being like strung along. Right? So at what point does that person say like, yo, I have self-worth and I need to cut this shit off?
At what point?
What was it for you?
So basically, in my opinion on that is you have to know how you feel.
Can I answer the question?
That's what I'm saying.
What was it for you?
If you partner with this person and like every time you don't partner with this person, you feel that way, you don't feel good, you feel bad, you feel sad. I think it's telling. Right? When you're pursuing a partner, them supposed to make you feel good.
Yeah.
In my opinion, especially in the first
If you're courting somebody and it don't make you feel good,
yeah,
what's the point?
exactly. And at that
In the
point, I
man
had to realize
situation,
that
it's a process. He's saying
it's
it's a process. It's not a one exact moment per se.
the power was cool because she was just cool, and she was introducing me to new things, and I respected that. So it was fun.
So the question, just to clarify, is at what point? I mean, the point happens at different times. You understand? Yeah. It just happens. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
When did it happen for you?
Yeah, for me?
Yes, sir.
Oh no, she told me because I eventually asked directly, and that's what I said. I asked her, and you know, that's when she was like, "Yo, you know, you have helped me to get over my ex-boyfriend."
Because you say right after so you go.
No, because it's somebody actually I still talk to. You know, she's married now with 2 children and stuff.
All right, hold on. Let me ask you a question, right? So if a person is selling you a dream versus a person telling you straight up, like, yo, this is what it is, does that define I am a little bit more to it? Like, because if a man I say, yo, I just want to link you, you know, but he's like, you want more out of it, but he's keeping it real with you from the jump. And it's you want more, versus a man that is telling you, like, yo, babes, you know, maybe something can work in the future, you know. Like, I just need a little time to, like, get my mind right, which is, like, stringing the person.
The former is the yam, in my opinion, because,
I mean, both of them are kind of yamish still. Yeah, because you have to know when somebody's going you, like, honestly.
Right. So you slip into a yam phase when you're like, yo, you know, but we talked about earlier, like I said, like.
What's up, Stu?
So I don't know if I ever want to be on camera because this is a real vulnerable
Talk your
moment.
shit.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
More the man I drink.
This is young Stu. And actually, this yam situation completely altered like my personality.
Right.
Because I realized I'm like, damn, I put a lot of effort into this thing, and like nothing came of it. And from then it went from yam phase to whole phase, like immediately. For like years. Because of that yam phase, I spent 2 years with this girl, young, 20, I think it was like 20, 21. And I don't know, the energy was always off.
Right.
Like, I'm putting so much into it, and then she wasn't really, you know, putting anything.
Giving the same energy.
And then she was older. And I don't know, the situation just didn't work out the way, and I felt like I dumped everything into this girl, and she just didn't reciprocate anything. And from that, it completely changed. Like, after that, I was just never able to ever do that until I met my current wife.
No, that's right.
Okay, so let me ask a question. Can I ask a question? What I heard is a pendulum swing. So then that was a negative experience. It sounds to me like it swung to another negative experience.
A necessary negative experience. The whole phase.
After you,
The whole phase is necessary.
You know?
Or
made
like
me learn a lot about myself.
Or how did you decide to treat people after that? Treat the woman.
That's the part that I regret. Because I let that situation make me hurt a lot of other people. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I wanted to hear. You know what I mean?
I'm the first to take comment. Pisces.
We Pisces, baby. Pisces. You know we're going to do that. Big Pisces.
So I'm but that situation made me hurt a lot of females after that. But then it also made me learn a lot about myself. You know?
Right. Lessons learned. That's what we're talking about. Hashtags.
You know, maybe I need to be more observant of certain things. And behaviors and things like that. And so,
1,000%.
You know, so I feel like it's a lesson. The yam phase, for me, lasted 2 years. And when I said when it ended, like, ball. And, you know, most guys won't say that, but ball. You know what I'm saying? And because it was really hurtful.
Right.
Yeah. Emotions are real.
Like it's a lesson.
I have a question for Pang.
Before you ask the question, I need you to say.
So,
yeah, you were.
My name is Stu, and I was like, I'm just saying. I mean, Chad has to do it too. Rhino has to do it too. I'm not
No, you said you was a bad man, so you have to say you were a simp. You have to say you were a simp.
I'm kidding. I'm never getting clipped.
Ever. Oh my gosh.
So a real question
that's dope.
For Pang and Anique, could you see yourself, and this is another, I guess, layer of the whole thing, could you see yourself respecting a simp or a yamed? And like,
I feel like I'm making a person because you're going to talk over me.
And then eventually making that person like a wifey.
About this topic. Can you be serious?
So here, all right. So this is my take on so to each his own, right?
Right.
Everybody have them personality, everybody do what they want to do. If it comes to me personally, and I'm looking at that person as a potential significant other, I can't respect.
You can't respect that.
No. But if there I am, and I want to be a yam for whoever that person is that they want to be a yam for, that's them. You see, do your yam thing over there. So, but me still have a look for you and say, yo, he's a blood clot idiot. Because if you, Rhino, right, taking this girl for idiot day in, day out, and she just say, Rhino told me to jump, so I jump. Rhino told me to swim, so I swim. Rhino told me, and then me say you know I do, yeah.
Stick up here.
Yeah.
I would like to make a clarifying statement.
Right.
When I said my all for my current life, I am not a yam.
Right.
It never happened to say with that dog.
No.
With dog, with no dog.
Right?
Okay.
There are boundaries now.
That's right.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's what I'm trying to explain. Me, I'm happily married. I'm in my relationship. I would go to do a lot of things for my wife with certain, there has to be respectable boundaries and things involved.
That's right.
So there's not going to be my wife can't just come to me and say, yo, make sure you're no what?
Sorry,
okay, wait. Say that, rephrase that a little bit better. I am now would just accept however, wherever, whatever, and just do it like a idiot. That is that definition of a yam.
Yeah, I got the idiot,
Yeah, no, yam and rap, but call him out.
We would love to hear from our special guest. Then could you respect
the bad man of all of us?
Bad man. Oh, no. But in all honesty, like it's very. I agree with you. When he just started out, he said that the yam phase is necessary. It is. It is because it teaches you what to do, what not to do, but it also kind of spirals you into situations where you hurt others. Like, for example, I'll use myself as an experience. My last relationship, I feel like, I did get out a little bit. But now what happens to me now is the minute I say a pink, who just say a little bit? Who just said that? Oh, are you?
Are you saying?
No. Yeah, I'm about to say you said it. I'm about to say you said it, bro.
After me.
No, nobody said it after you.
Right, and like Dante said, in my defense, I was married. It was my husband, so that's a whole different scenario. However, got out of there, thank God. But what I'm saying is, what that has done now, it has put me on a scale where it's the minute I see a red flag, the flag not even have a red, it just have a pink out of there. Out of there, I detach. Yeah, exactly. So now it's like I'm learning how to like kind of come back around and say, okay, give this person a chance. Does this person deserve a chance? Like really, really kind of see through all of those blocks and everything. It's hard.
Balance of the team.
Yeah.
So I think a deeper question though is like, yo.
We never answered the question though. Hold on, Chad. Did you say, could you respect a man that is simping to you? If he might run you down and you just use him and you know what I'm saying, and he's
but that's the thing with me.
You're a strong personality.
But I can't use somebody like the minute. Like Pang will tell you. Like Pang is one of my closest friends here. Pang will tell you. Like I'm like sharp. The minute I smell blood, it's over. Mm-hmm. Like once I see like, and not to deny that men should have sensitivity and all of them things there, but there are certain weaknesses that are too easy to pry on in a man. Like for me personally, yes, I like a man who's emotionally available. However, I like a very masculine man.
Same time.
Like I need to naturally, my body, my mind, everything needs to naturally want to submit to you. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't happen with a simp. So I guess the answer would be no. I couldn't respect a simp. But he gotta be a simp for me though. So it's like, no, it don't go.
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't go.
Because if you're simple, you're not going to respect him.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It has to be like a balance.
That's what I'm saying. I think some of these are like asked and answered, because the truth is you're not going to respect somebody that you're using.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? You already know that you don't respect them, and that is actually why
you find yourself in a space where you use them and it's just that is the main thing. Then you're not gonna have no respect for that person, really.
And I actually found out about myself very young because I want to say my second real relationship, I was like 21. he would never challenge me. It was always everything I say, yes, man. Yeah, I'm like,
and then that turn you off.
It does.
Yeah,
because I want us to have disagreements. I want us to have discussions. I want to be able to agree to disagree.
So this is something that it's funny you say that. I talk about disagreements because I was going to be like, and this might be a deeper topic about like argument chemistry. That's something me and my friends will talk about, argument chemistry. Because sure, you can disagree. But how did you disagree with the man? How did you speak to him? You get what I'm saying? How did you, like, you get me? Because the truth is, as a man, I will admit, like, there's people that I've dated where like, yo, you know what? I can't even be bothered to argue there because you're not listening to me. So sure, you can say you want a man to challenge you. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But are you actually...
And you know,
you get what I'm saying?
Like, for them woman and them need a yes man. It's like them need a yes man, but them not going to respect the yes man. But that is what's going to work.
But then you're also not going to... You say you want the challenge, but like, what is the definition of the challenge? How? Because then if the man actually be like, yo, isn't it? Because that's what we talked about it, Kimani. I said it to you. I said, yo, the truth is, and it goes back. We didn't actually touch on it in the last
recorded.
The last recorded episode.
Yes, the last recorded episode. The truth is, we talk about men and women ask questions why men blah blah blah. But the truth is, what men desire in relationships is peace.
Yep. Yeah.
You understand?
True.
Mm-hmm. Peace.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying like, yo, we can't have disagreements and whatever. But like, let's talk about what did the fight look like. What did the disagreement look like? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sure, you can say the man might have been a yes man because at the end of the day, you probably really wasn't listening to him. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? I don't know.
I like how you caught yourself there.
You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Well, let's just be real. I think, I'm sorry, Pang, but I feel like I can speak for every man in here where like, trust me, we meet some woman where like, yo, you just can't bother argue with them. I'm not going to say you're yes man, but you just be like, yo, I can't. Whatever you want, though, because you're not going to listen to me anyway. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chad, I feel like
that's a whole different conversation.
There's so many layers to the yam conversation.
There are.
Right? And like we're breaking on a few of them. We're not going to get to everything.
Yeah,
but I've seen situations where like it work out with somebody, right? For example, as a man, enough times a man can be like, yo, I fumbled a good girl when I was younger, in my 20s, etc., whatever, right? Yeah. And what really was the case was like, I would date that girl now that I'm a built up person and I feel more whole, right? I'm more ready for a relationship. I missed out on opportunities. She may have yammed for like a year or two, but she didn't stick it out until I got to the level where I am today, right? The psychological thing in my opinion. But I have seen people that, for example, I have a brethren, his current wife yammed out for him for years. For years and years and years. And then he got to a point where he was like, yo, this is the woman for me. He made her his wife. They have a family together. And I've seen yam situations work out.
Yeah, but that just comes back to compatibility. That's what people miss. And a lot of us miss that in our 20s when we had our early relationships. We missed it. We just wanted to be with who we wanted to be with, whether or not we were compatible. And that's why a lot of them...
I'll go back to you. Something you said earlier. I like that tricky situation because you said something and the words you use are like it's kind of like she never waits on me. But the truth is, and I don't know the details of the situation, but like in relationships, you have to give assurance, reassurance, whatever. And the truth is, the person may have not been getting that from you,
True.
And that's what I'm saying. In hindsight, now when you look back at it, you get what I'm saying? Because you're like, oh, wait on me to change. But like, again, the person is giving you time with no guarantee. You get what I'm saying?
So
you get what I'm saying?
In my opinion, if a woman moves on from a man that is not giving her any assurance, she did the right thing. But like, I have a question for you. Do you guys believe in revisiting a past relationship?
We don't spin the block, baby.
So you spin?
We don't do that.
You don't spin
Never.
the block? Okay.
I in my 41st year of life.
You never spun the block?
You never gonna exit.
Never.
You never run it back home?
Never.
If you are Denique's ex, call her. We need to
I want you to call him.
Call 1-800 Boys Brunch.
Boys Brunch. But no, y'all can fact check if you want to.
But with that said, though, like what I'm basically saying is like, yo, sometimes you can't spin the block because let's say the person has matured and realize, yo, you know, me and Dennis apart, and I rate her from back then, but I don't want to.
So I will say this. I will say.
Give me a chance. No.
I will say this. It depends. It depends. So seasonal, situational. It depends on actually why you guys broke up. If you guys broke up because somebody moved away, blah 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 blah. You get what, you know, if somebody, you know things like infidelity. When like trust is broken, you know, somebody was immoral to you, stuff like that. No, you will not be black spun with me.
He just wasn't ready. He wasn't reassured.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, then
she was like fed up and she just said, yo, I'm done with this.
Yeah, and so
she get back to a place where she give the man the respect and the
no. So well,
did prior.
To answer that question, it's actually on you, the man, to convince her. You need to come to her with your story, like what I spoke about. You see me? Like you come to her with a story, explain to her the lessons you learned. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
and convince her that it is worth her time.
You're telling me what the man's supposed to do. I'm literally asking you if like,
I'm sorry.
If a woman can get her mental to be able to like give that man a chance.
If you convince her, give her.
And you know what's
sell her the story.
Unfortunate about that is like enough man will get the girl back and then we'll do the same for
same thing.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
A man will go back to a yamed because it's convenient.
And sometimes so some people are becoming hardened and they're saying, no, yo, if it's the past, it's the past, right? But sometimes you have to kind of bet the situation and see if this person has truly grown or matured.
But 90% of the man will go back to a yamed because barely wanted shut him down and he isn't willing to do the work to get her. So he can go back to what is
90%?
Easy.
Well, that's what I say. It depends.
It's a high percentage.
The devil is in the details, you know, Sean. Because if the man go back to the girl and try and sell her a dream, if him sell her a dream and she got convinced of being sold a dream, you can't blame her for that. You get what I'm saying?
But he's manipulating it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So Sean explained it perfectly, right? That is a yamed.
He did. That is a yamed.
Because a yamed now, the man knows say, yo, him want this girl, not give him the time of day. And then maybe at that point in time, he say, yo, I want to do something. Yo, I call that girl because easy access. You know, say if him call her,
she gonna pick up.
Yo, you come link me right now. She just run and link it. That is a yamed.
1000%.
No morals, no values. She just do whatever that person says.
So let me ask you this. That is one situation. So let's say he called her. Manipulation. So let's say he called her and said, yo, you know, say I was with XY, you know, I was with Amanda. You know, I don't know Amanda. Disclaimer.
Amanda, this is not about you, I promise.
Right. I was with Amanda and like that is, you know, and a she, you understand? And then, you know, are you still? Come link me. You get what I say?
You see how no wicked.
Is she a yamed?
Ladies.
Is she a yamed?
Pay attention, ladies.
It's situational.
Pay attention.
That is like the explanation I'm just like give a while ago because you probably have said that just because of the emotional state that you're in right now. You maybe XYZ just let you down and you say, yo, John.
But you sold her a dream. But I'm talking about the message you gave her this time versus like, yo, B.
Regular you used to do them something.
Give me a link.
Regular you used to do them something. Yeah, man, you see the guilt point. Regular.
Pang is a farmer. He's not a yamed.
Not a yamed, he's a farmer.
Pang cultivates yams.
That is it. That is it.
But I lead on a girl, bro, because really and truly, you would see that the characteristics on that girl from long before. Why did I have to take whatever for you to see that in her?
Sorry, so do you think
for you to go back and say, yo, I'm not she, are you?
Let me ask you this. Does it go back to like a man knowing what he want early when he meet a girl? Because a man usually will see a girl and say, yo, this I want to know. And then we'll have the girl who was like, yo, I'm not really sure about her. And then we'll kind of string her along.
Well, actually, that's my question to you guys as men. Because women always ask this question. Like, when does a man know that this is the woman he wants? And women are always answering. So I don't understand. Guys, ladies. Stop answering questions for men. You're not a man, okay? When you ask for a man's opinion, allow a man to give his purview. Please. Thank you.
Okay.
So, gentlemen.
Ask the question one more time, please.
how long does it take for a man to know that the woman he's with is the woman he wants to be with for the rest of his life?
Ooh, no, the rest of the life part is...
Okay, let's take off the rest of her life. The woman that he wants to be with, like, this is his person.
No.
No.
You know, all them just think.
No. Let's just take it off for now. But the answer is it actually can be immediately. It's immediate, and I don't think that answer is exclusive to sex. I think women, let's just be real. Sean. Women can meet a man and be like, yo, dog, because women also meet men and be like, yo, I really feel him still, but I should feel him because he's a nice guy.
Yeah,
you get
the past didn't work for him.
But I want to reiterate because I see Sean over there getting ready to shoot. Because shooter shoot.
Don't shoot over here, boy. What are you doing?
Each opinion is that of the individual giving it, okay? Yeah. So please don't massacre each other. Let's go.
It's subjective.
We'll say this.
Don't shoot over here.
A man will know as quick as he wants to know. 3 days, 1 day, a week, 3 months. Mm-hmm. But the difference is a man will, in his head, give it to the woman and it's hers to lose based on how she acts. So she'll start at 100% and he'll never verbally acknowledge it, and he'll give her time to then hang herself.
Okay, I like what you just said, and I agree with that. And I like I said, I talk about time. Sean, yeah. I talk about time. You get what I say? So basically, what Sean is saying, not to mansplain Sean, but you know what I mean, like Sean basically said, I met somebody and decided I want to give her more time. You get me? Like I want to give, like I can see that this person deserves more time, and you can see that immediately. You get what I'm saying?
I like that.
You know,
your turn. So, may I save you for last? You may save for last.
Oh, the question was okay. So when do you know? I feel like it's one of those things where, for somebody like me, is like the first few conversations you can see if this girl has it together. You know, like you can see if she have it together mentally. In my opinion. Everybody laughing still.
You know the penny section, man. Them don't have them trying to get a hold of themselves.
Yo, go on, Tana, bro.
Go on, Tom.
Yo, go on, Tana.
Right now.
You know right away.
You know right away. Okay.
Date one, you will know if it's
right. I agree with that.
I'm gonna move forward with this chick.
Completely agree with that.
I'll say.
Okay, hold on.
I disagree with that. You won't know right away because on a date, you're on a job interview, you're putting on a 3-piece suit, you're putting your best foot forward, right? I would say when you know when you kind of see her in her different environments, when she's around her family, when she's around her kid, when she's around, when you're not around, when other men are around.
I hear you know, but
I think you're saying the same thing a different way. Yeah, I said that to say like that's why I use the word time.
Let me ask you a question.
You decided to give her more time. The truth is you're not going to meet somebody that you don't click with.
No.
And decide you want to give them more time to go see if them in them family exactly. And you're not going to give them more time.
So that's what I'm going to say now. Yes. All right. You gone past a certain threshold
yes.
So it's between you and that person, that courting phase or that dating phase. You getting to know that person. And then you say, yo, this person is really headstrong, have their head on their shoulders, they know what they're about. You and them can easily correspond, talk, have good conversations, and both personalities click. And whatever else is bonus. And then you get onto the family and the foundation. So I can speak for myself, because I'm happily married, my wife, right? How it started was as friends, right? Friends. Go on date, we just casually talking. Not even no lines, no nothing, none of those things, bro. It's just hanging out. Huh?
You saw her out in the wild before, how she acts in a work environment. You didn't just book her and say, let's go on a date. You saw her before.
Well,
you saw behind the scenes.
I observed her, and I said, this girl is
with other people.
Exactly. So I saw that trait that I would like in a woman, and actually started to talk to her. And then after a couple dates, bro, I just knew that, yo, this is a person that is worth pursuing, right? And then it's like, okay, how can I make this happen? Because I saw the potential, I saw, and it led to where it is now. So it's like, then now when you go to that part that you just mentioned, whereas family get involved, you meet, discuss, family, that is very important to you, because you have relationships that start off well. Then the family get involved, and then you know, there's a clash. Maybe that mom or that dad don't like you, and certain things just throw off the entire relationship. But everything for me, from my perspective, fused at that point. You know, so mom was cool, you know, family, everybody relate good with each other. Got to know my family, everybody reason good with each other, and it just blossomed into what it is. So there's a lot of things that can go right and a lot of things can go wrong, you know, within that whole dating, courting phase. And I think just like certain things with like a woman, like from them show it up front, you're gonna know. You know that that's a person for you. That's what.
Or at least is a person you want to give more time to.
Yeah, man. Yo, like I say, yo, when it comes to this topic right here, yo, like there's so many different avenues that we can go down, and it's like we'll be here all day talking about this. But I mean, we've basically established that there's like positives and negatives to being yamish.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more negatives.
More negatives. As a person, if you have a close friend to you, what are you telling them? And they're yamming, what are you telling them? So we're gonna wrap it up real quick.
They're not gonna
listen. So you guys think it's just something that you should just, you know, tell your friend, like, okay, give them any kind of warning and just let them kind of go through the motions.
Yeah, just to them.
Tough love, Pang, I want to know. You give tough love, or you just gonna be like, hey?
You know Pang is giving tough, 100%. No, me too. Like,
Give me tough love tonight. Pause.
Yo, you know, nah. I'll be a white Cincinnati.
So you want anything?
Be a white Cincinnati. Hey.
Boys Brunch.
On that note,
Another episode. This was a banger, like I said, yo.
That's crazy.
Denny, big up yourself.
Yo.
Chad.
Hold up your glass.
Mr. Pause over there, Chad. Big up yourself. Until next time.
Chad is a wicked piece of wire, that, you know? And then you have to lean over on the man too.
2 episodes in a row there.
Super pause.
We out.
Guys, super pause. Please clip it. Post-credit scene.
Yo,
Okay, I get a post-credit scene.
Chad, tell them, say, yo, like, subscribe.
Please, like.
Save yourself, Chad. Save yourself. So we're gonna like, subscribe, follow, pass it on to your friend. Them speak about Boys Brunch.
Right.
Saying, especially if you like this episode. Just pause really quick. If you like the episode, just click the like button for us, please.
Leave a lot of comments.
Chad can't do it right now. There's a loss.
That's true. That's my bad for doing that. But yeah, let us hear your views on
Subscribe to
over
the channel, y'all.
Please.
Boys Brunch.
I'm going
Boys
to
Brunch Inc. Actually, Instagram at Boys Brunch Inc. YouTube is Boys Brunch Inc. too on YouTube.
Boys Brunch Podcast.
YouTube is Boys Brunch Podcast. Lock into my niggas, dog.
Yeah.
lock in.
Come on.
Yo.
What? All right, bye, guys.